Hey everyone, back to part two of this financial literacy review. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, number 5, we have Dina wants to buy a $2,200 laptop, but she doesn't have the money. She decides to finance the purchase and will pay monthly payments of $231.55 for a year. How much extra will she end up paying for the laptop because she financed it rather than paying for it all at once? So basically, we need to know for a year, that's 12 months, so that's 231.55 times 12. As I was saying, 231.55 times 12. Go ahead and get our handy dandy calculator out here so we can see the results. And it should definitely be more than these extra choices here. And I'll go into a video on how to break down these type of problems so you can understand that a lot of the answer choices most of the time are nonsense. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. 231 times 12. And that's 2,778. Or if we're speaking money terms, $2,778.60. So these are very much nonsensical. But then it says, here, look, I did that very quickly and I didn't read the question. So this is what happens when we rush. I got the answer so quick because I did this, but then it says how much extra, and this is where we underline, right? So how much extra will Dina end up paying for the laptop rather than if she financed it? So this actually is not the correct answer. Okay, so what we end up doing is we're going to have to subtract the 2,200 from the total, and then we'll get our answer. So that should be 578.60. That is the actual correct answer. So once again, just like I said on the previous page, you're going to make sure you double check everything, read through, underline, highlight, whatever you need to do to make sure that you read carefully. Okay, so that's a very simple question, but they added an extra thing just to make sure you were reading. Okay, all right, number 6. All right, Chris is going to be a junior in high school, and the college he wants to go to costs $9,264 for tuition first year. His parents have a savings account that will cover 75% of his first year's tuition, and the rest he'll need to pay for. If he has 2 years to save the money, how much should he save each month? Okay, so first thing we need to do is figure out what is 75% of 9264. So 9264 times 75%. Okay, so 9264 times 75% equals 6498. Okay, so we know that equals 6498. We're going to subtract that. We're going to subtract that from the total, and so 94 or 92, 64 minus 6948 is equal to 2316. So that's how much he has to cover. Okay, and if he has 2 years to save for that, how much is that per year? So that means I need to divide that by 2, and that means I'm going to have to pay, divided by 2 is equal to 1158. So that means divided by 2, I have to pay 1158 each year, and if I divide that by 12, I should be paying, oh, that's not right, 193 divided by 2, $96.50. Okay, so if I divide this by 12, that gives me $96.50 per month. Okay? And if I multiply, and just to double check, if I multiply 9650, if I multiply 9650 times 24, I get 2316. Okay, so it works out perfectly as long as we double check, so we know the answer is correct. Okay, now On to the next one. Because financial literacy is important. It is pretty straightforward, but it does not hurt to go. So, number 7, Kevin financed $2,800 of vacation on his credit card. The table below shows different monthly payments Kevin's considered making, including how many months it would take him to pay off the card and the total amount he'll pay in interest. This is useful because when you're paying credit cards, they often show you statements like this on your balance. So this is a real life experience. So what's the correct conclusion from the table? The more he chooses to pay off each month, the higher total interest he'll pay. Well, that's not true because when he pays $500, he's only paying $95 in interest. Okay, so that's not true. The quicker he pays off the credit card, the more interest he'll pay. 6 months, still he pays less interest. The more he chooses to pay off each month, the less total interest. So as you can see, the more he pays monthly, the interest goes down. Okay, that's more than likely correct. But let's go ahead and read the last one. The amount he chooses to pay each month will not affect total interest. Well, obviously that's not true because the more he pays, the less he pays interest. So the correct answer is C. Okay, we're almost done with the review, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. 8 says that Vance invests $15,000 in an account that pays 3 1/4% simple interest for 72 months. Assuming Vance doesn't make any other deposits or withdrawals, how much will be in his account after 72 months? Okay, so they're not asking for how much interest is he going to pay, how much will be in his account. So we need to know what is A, which is equal to I plus P, which means we also still need to find I is equal to P times R times T. Okay, and then add that to our principal, and then we get our amount. So we know this is P, now this is R because it's a precedent, and this is T, but we need to turn 72 months into years. So if we divide 72 by 12, that gives me 6 years. So let's go ahead and write this over here. P is equal to 15,000. R is equal to 3.25%, and T is 6 years. Now that I have everything I need, let's go ahead and multiply these all out. 15,000 times decimal 0.325 6. That gives me $29.25 in interest. So we're going to write I is equal to $29.25. But we need to add that to my principal. So plus 15,000 give me A. So my total amount should be $17,925. Let's look for our answer choice. It is G. Okay. So this one was straightforward. We just had to read to see what it was asking for. Okay. Look at number 9. Number 9 says Richard wants to start a college savings fund account for his daughter. Which would be helpful advice to give Richard in order to help maximize the savings account? So college savings account, so how am I going to benefit the most with it? Invest for a short amount of time. Well, short investments don't ever benefit well. Choose the savings account with a small interest rate. Possibly. Regularly withdraw money from their savings account. That's definitely a no. Choose a savings account with compound interest rather than simple interest. So both of these seem plausible. I'm going to go with compound interest because compound interest makes your money grow faster. Okay. Lastly, number 10. Lisa and Tom had their first child. They put together $7,500 into a savings account that earned 6% compound interest. If Lisa and Tom did not add or remove anything from the account, how much will they have earned in 4 years? How much interest? So we need I, which is equal to A minus P. We also need A, which is equal to P parentheses 1 R to the T power. Okay. So we know that P is 7,500. So we're going to rewrite this 7,500. 1 plus 6% raised to the 4th power, like that. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is go and put that in the calculator. 7,500 parentheses 1 plus decimal 0.6 raised to the fourth power to show 4 years. Our amount is 9468, so that's equal to 9468.58, but that's A. I is equal to A minus P. So we need to subtract 9468.58 minus 7,500. That's how much interest we'll earn. So let's go ahead and subtract that out, 7,500. Our interest earned was 1968.50. That is our interest earned. Okay, so hopefully this is helpful to review for financial literacy and see how money works. As usual, if you have any questions or comments or concern, please ask and I'll definitely go over it. On the next couple of videos I'm going to make one that goes over compound interest and simple interest and the different formulas you need, as well as I will make one that goes through star review word props and how to break them down. Okay, so until next time, thanks and bye-bye.